have company, our very first guest ever on Trackside. I'm so excited. But Aaron, I feel like based on who this person is, you should be doing the introduction.
For sure, for sure. All right, today I've been around with this guy for a long time, about a decade. He's none other than Brendon Rodney, the true believer, third leg extraordinaire. Brendon, what's up, man? Talk to us. How you feeling?
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm really, excited to be on the first ever, episode. So thank you guys again for having me. Hi, Perdita. What's up? How you doing?
Hey, how's it going? We're so glad you're here. We're so excited that you're here. And I couldn't have done a better introduction, let me be honest. Okay, you guys have had some distance, 38-11, bronze medal at the World Relay Championships. What are your initial thoughts? I'd love to show you the race, if you'll allow me. And I'd love both of you to just kind of give us your initial thoughts now with some of that distance. So, Aaron, do you want to start? And then maybe, Brendon, you take over?
Yeah. I'm the first leg, so I'll start it off and then I'll pass it off to my third leg here. So we're in the blocks here and the gun goes off and I feel like I have a really good start, a lot better than I did in the prelims, and I'm chasing my teammate Courtney Lindsay on the outside and I get in the zone. I'm feeling good with the spacing, and then that's just disaster right there. I try to pass it to Jerome, and I missed his hand a couple times. He had a moving target. I missed him, and now he ran, and now pass it off to Brendon.
You know what? I moved late. Wasn't sure what was going on, but once I got the stick going and I started running, Andre moved off his mark, and I knew once I got him in a good place, he can do his thing like he always does, and I passed it to him. Andre, basically did what he's supposed to do. We got a bronze. Of course, we're not happy, but it's part of the game.
Yeah.
Listen, it's just us. You can talk shop. I hear you. I love that you're being candid about this.
I mean, Team USA, that was all my teammates. So all four of them I trained with, and I definitely wanted to beat them. But once we messed up the first pass, I knew we were out of contention. That's why I was so upset, because our job is to get Andre in good position by the anchor leg. And there, shout out to South Africa, giving them some love, because they've come on strong recently. Last year getting the silver medal in the Olympics, and then this year coming hot. They want that top spot, and we're the Olympic champions for a reason. So these kind of things happen in the relay, but it's nothing new to us. When you run together for a decade, you've had some blunders before, and we always bounce back. So I got my believer teammate right here. He's the one that made us believe in Paris, and this is no different. We'll be back in Tokyo.
Oh, 100%, no doubt. But what data can you take from this? So, Brendon, for you, do you think it was just some clunkiness with these exchanges and these zones?
You know what? I think, yeah, of course, we've been there though. We've had missed passes and we still won. Paris is an example of it. I just think part of it was, it was poor timing on our part. So usually we will move on time. We won't be late through the zones. And this time we were just really late off our marks, and that was kind of really what caused a lot of what we're losing in the zones. As well as I just think, the travel, the back-to-back competitions and things like that. You guys are a little bit tired. So fresh legs, getting back on point, and we'll be good to go.
I like that. So, Aaron, we did see that first exchange between you and Jerome Blake was a little bit fumbly. And I can't help but thinking about Kayla and Kayla White, I should say, and also TT Terrier. Did you not think about doing that? Like, just put it in there.
Oh man, honestly, after the first two misses, that kind of rushed through my head, but then his hand steadied a little bit and I was able to get it in there. But shout out to Kayla and TT. Those are two of my teammates as well. So a lot of Star Athletics was at this meet, and I don't blame Kayla. Sometimes when that thing is moving, you got to just grab it and shove it in there. But it is what it is. And, Jerome and I will get back to the drawing board and practice more, work on getting it in and having a steady target. Because like Brendon said, we did do this in Paris. It's just I had less misses. So it didn't cost us our gold medal, thank God. But this is something that we got to fix, because I don't want this to be what holds us back from getting another gold in Tokyo. I definitely want to chase those guys in the 90s who have 3 golds, 2 world championship golds and an Olympic gold. We have 2 golds right now. So if we want to be considered the best, we got to add to the tally, more golds.
You actually are reading my mind, co-host, because Your teammate, Andre DeGrasse, came on here to CBC Sports. He's like, we want to be the best Canadian relay team ever. And I want to look at, side by side of the medal tally between the team from the 90s, of course, Donovan Bailey anchored in 96 Atlanta Gold, and then this current team, Aaron, that you've been a part of since 2013. All right. 1 Olympic gold medal for the 90s team, 2 World Championship gold. On your side, 1 Olympic gold, 1 World Championship gold, and 4 other medals combined between Worlds and Olympics. Okay, Brendon, I'm getting a little bit, I'm getting a little spicy here. Do you consider your team the best right now when you compare those two teams?
Yeah, we're definitely the best. I mean, in the fact that we have the national record. No, it's just the truth. I mean, Glenroy will say it. I mean, I don't think Donovan will admit it yet, but we are definitely the better team. If we were to line up side by side, we would beat them on many occasions. So I want to say that we're the better team, but of course, the medals is what counts in our sport, and we gotta get the medals in order to solidify that.
Please, nobody show DB this tape. No one give this to Donovan Bailey. We do not want him to watch this interview. Brendon, watch your back. Watch your back. But I hear you. I feel what you're saying. You have the medals. You have the times. You have those accomplishments. I will say there's something about being the first, and maybe there's some nostalgia for some of us who are a little bit older.
Yeah.
But I truly believe what you're saying. What would you guys want to do? What's left for you to do, Aaron?
Well, first of all, I feel like Donovan might come out of retirement after he hears what Brendon just said. he might get the boys back together. But
Facts.
for me, it's all just about how far we can take it. How many medals we can get, how many goals we can get. Just like we've already got the top prize, which was the Olympic gold. We went from bronze in Rio, silver in Tokyo, and then gold. Like it doesn't get much better than that. But now it's just like, all right, we did it. How much more can we get as a team? And this unit is special, and we have things that separate us from other teams. One of them is just the cohesiveness and the fact that we know each other and we ran together and we have so much experience. So things like the mess up in where were we? China. It doesn't. I already forgot it in my memory. I'm like, where was that last race of World Relays? But yeah, things like that. They don't bog us down because we know we've been through adversity before, and we can go back out there and clean things up and get back to where we need to be, which is the top of the podium. So that's ultimately our goal. I feel like now it's like when you have an Olympic gold, anything less feels kind of shortchanged. So. Yeah. We're definitely aiming for the top spot, and we want to go out there and prove that we can do it again.
You know what I hear? That neither of you are faced. Like, you're like, okay, we got bronze here. Like, we're not done yet. I want to go somewhere quickly as we are, have a few more moments. But I'm always curious when I watch all 4 of you compete. Like, what is happening behind the scenes? Like, what is the chemistry like? What are the dynamics like? Like, what kind of people are you, like, when it comes to that kind of getting along? Can you, at least, Brendon, I'll start with you. Like, if you talk about each of your teammates quickly, like, what they're known for, what do you see in each of them?
I mean, I'm probably like the short temper leader, whatever guy. That's me. Jerome is like the warrior, the guy that you gotta kind of get him under control. Andre is the super laid back guy that you're like always waiting on, and then Aaron is like he's a mixture. It just depends on which day it is. Some days you get him as like, all right, whatever. Then you have him as the more serious guy, and like, all right, we got to get the job done. And then other days it's just he's kind of just in between, so he's just going with the flow. You basically know what you're gonna get from me. You know what you're gonna get from Andre, and then Jerome and Aaron is kind of a toss up. But I mean, Aaron's a good toss up, and then Jerome is like, oh my God, all hell breaks loose kind of toss up. But, we kind of make it work.
I love that. All right, Aaron, do you want to say anything quickly about defend yourself at all?
Honestly, he summed it up pretty well. And I think my temperament changes based on what's needed. So sometimes I got to come with like a fiery speech and be like, yo, we got to get this done. Like, we're messing up. We got to lock in. And sometimes I'm just chill because that's my natural personality. Right. So I can default back to that if everybody's on point. And yeah, like you said about Jerome, that's I used to train with Jerome. So I know sometimes he can get in his own head, and he's super talented. So sometimes you just got to tell him like, yo, believe in yourself. You're one of the best out there. Go out there and do your thing on that backstretch. And Andre is just Andre. He's game time ready. Before that, he's going to be late for the bus or miss the meeting or whatever. So we got to remind Andre like, yo, be on time here. Come on down like at this time. But once he locks in and puts those spikes on, he's going to be Andre DeGrasse. So we don't have to worry about him. And then Brendon, he's the believer. He's the one that's gonna rally to everybody. And he, like you said, he's a short-tempered guy. So if something's going wrong, he's gonna be like, "Yo, get this right." So, we all know each other's personalities. We know how to work with each other and get each other ready for the time that we line up on the track. And that's why we're the Olympic champions. We work together. We go together like peanut butter and jelly.
The Olympic champions you are. You just made me hungry, co-host. But Olympic champions you are. Brendon, Rodney, thank you so much for taking the time. This was fun. We got to do it again. Ciao.
Thank you very much.
That was a good chat. I like Brendon a lot. That was so cool. We'll have to have him back.